Good evening, everybody. I hope you are all well. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining tonight. And I just want to make sure that you can hear me okay. And it's going to be an open panel. So if anybody would like to join the conversation, that would be absolutely amazing. I know Rebecca's here. Hey, Rebecca. I know you're going to come on. That would be amazing. Anybody else, please let me know and I can get the link out to you guys. So basically, if it's okay with you, I'm going to do a really short recap because last week we had so many technical issues, and I'm hoping that I found a solution where I can share the screen a lot easier for you guys. And I'm just going to check that it's coming up for you. Yeah, so basically where we're at, I've just put the images together really simply like this so you can see them, and I'm just going to go over it very briefly. I put sort of 5 images together, so it'll be really quick, but I just want to recap because I really want to have a video that has everything together, and then if the haters come looking, we've got a really good video full of all the information. So guys, as you know, I'm all about remembering, celebrating, never forgetting the actual victims. We did a whole show on Shanann, so this one obviously would include her, but it's also focusing on the children. As you know, with me, this whole case, I call it the misery merry-go-round, because I'm never quite sure, because I wasn't around at the beginning. I wish I had been. I would love to know who actually started all the hate. So I suppose really it's that whole chicken and egg scenario. Was it some of the creators? Did they set up straight away after the murders? I mean, obviously there was huge interest and everybody was super intrigued. We all know where I always start looking, and that is this charming individual. I mean, just that look when she's talking about her murdered daughter-in-law. And one of the most disgusting things, I think, was the victim impact statement when she stood up and said that. I have read these text messages out before, but I just put them all together today, so they're all in one place. So let me just read these. This is what Cindy wrote. I'm completely broken that Chris will never see the outside world again. I told him early on that she will ruin your life. She did. Jamie and I could see something others didn't see. She was a compulsive liar, a narcissist, and unstable. There is something else, but that's up to Jamie to tell. So can you see how the victim bashing started from the family? Chris Watts murdered his family, but it seems to be Shanann's fault for ruining his life. He took the lives of 4 people, but no, it's Shanann who's in the blame here. And then just to carry this through, this narrative that everybody knew that they were going to be separating, Cindy confirms here that they didn't know until the last day he came to see us. We were shocked, but I did think, hallelujah, he's seen the light. This is her daughter-in-law who birthed her grandchildren. I mean, so this family, we know now because many creators have come forward and divulged that the family befriended a lot of the creators. And we know that they fed them photographs and inside information, and then this propagated the hate. And it filters through, it filters through to the huge creators. I mean, here we've all seen this. Critical K, her video, Shanann Watts, a very unlikable victim. I mean, how absolutely outrageous 2 years ago when she was bashing Shanann on a regular basis. And then this then filters through to the hate groups, you know, this little visual here, hard to swallow pills. Shanann killed her girls. I mean, you know, we keep hearing this from all these creators, and this hate narrative just keeps spreading. What happens though when the large creators such as Critical K, I mean, she had 49,000 views on that video. That's a lot of people to be getting this kind of message. And sadly, it does filter through to the groups, and especially on places like Reddit. This isn't even the Chris Watts subreddit. This is just the Shanann Watts. Somebody had the audacity to post an unpopular opinion. Shanann was one of the most unlikable people. I mean, you can see how they're using the same word that Critical K used, unlikable. It really is so unbelievable how this filters through and goes through all the comments. When we've all seen them, we've all read them, we've all been repulsed about them. As you guys know, I've mentioned this charming chap before. I'm going to just call him what he really is. He is a victim bashing misogynist. That's exactly what he is. He's a best-selling author, apparently. He's absolutely disgusting, and I'd love to get him on an open chat and discuss with him where he gets his wild theories from. He said that everything comes from the discovery, but it most definitely does not. How happy were Celeste and Bella? I mean, what a strange question, because he knows that this is going to open the floodgates of hate, you know, and it's all done because these people have removed emotion and are able to look at the case differently to us shiners. I'm just going to have a quick look at the comments. We've got some great people in here this evening. Crimea River, I love the name. The Watts family are all narcissists. They certainly are. Yeah, they condemned her from the beginning. I know, Debbie 82. How can anybody think Shanann is unlikable? Well, I mean, her friends thought she was amazing, people who knew her, but these strangers on the internet seem to think that they can make a judgment on somebody who was murdered. I mean, yeah. So we love this gentleman, Nasty Nick, I'm going to call him. Yeah, just his opinion is always about what Shanann is doing wrong. Social media seems to have an above normal impact on the Watts house. It wasn't just the photo taking, it was the extended videos on a daily basis, some lasting for more than half an hour on a Saturday morning. They weren't daily, and yeah, they were often very short, and the woman was trying to run her business. So yeah, it's what people do. They post their family on social media. It's pretty common. If you go on Instagram, most people are doing it, and especially Facebook 2 or 3 years ago when it was a lot more popular then. And Mr. Nick, the posts weren't for you to analyze. They were for her customers, her clients, her family, and her friends. Okay, so we go down. I'm just checking you can still see the images. Yeah, I'm just looking on the screen to see. This one, literally, you know when you want to throw your phone and laptop through the window? This post, I mean, what made Chris Watts stop loving his kids? What made him? I mean, no. So this one, literally, yeah. Again, it's all the victim blaming. Secondly, if the third child wasn't part of his plan, if it was her plan, her scheme, then we can see how the fairy tale could begin to darken and then unravel. If Shanann was particularly OCD and controlling sort of person, then Chris Watts may have felt that not only was the third child not his idea, but everything was starting to feel overwhelming. Shanann's control over his life had become total and thus oppressive and off-putting. When everything was starting to feel foisted upon him and he was merely a sperm donor, a pawn, a prop in Shanann's fairy tale, where's the fun in that? When he felt like he was drowning in her fairy tale, maybe that's when his fairy tale ended. Maybe his love for his children changed, not because of them, but because of her. I mean, this is blatant misogyny. This is blatant victim blaming. He's actually blaming Shanann. I'm just literally absolutely so angry about this guy. I've only just really discovered him because when I first came into the case, I read one or two posts and just thought, no, he's not my sort of person. But to think that he's making all this money off these books, I mean, it really is outrageous. Just on that point, though, let's just look at the actual reality, should we? So, and there was a time when Chris Watts was exceptionally excited about the baby. This was text messages between Shanann and her husband. He says here, little peanut, love her, him already. So there was a time when he was definitely, as Shanann has stated in all of her texts to her friends, it was Chris who wanted the third child. It was Chris's idea. He kind of convinced her that it would be great to have a third child. And let's look at these text messages as further confirmation. Okay, this was the Friday when Shanann flew to Arizona on her final ever Level 5 trip. Very sadly, she would be murdered literally just 2 days later. So basically, here, I'm still in shock. We are having a little boy. I'm so excited and happy. I really thought it was another girl. Thank you for letting me hold you this morning. It felt good. Your letter is on the counter. Have a good time with the kiddos. They truly missed you. Love you, baby. Send me pics. Okay, so even 2 days before she was murdered, 2.5 days before she was murdered, obviously her husband had pacified her and she was now feeling excited and so happy. So this narrative that Chris Watts didn't want the child, I mean, he did at one stage, and then obviously he was still gaslighting and manipulating and lying and cheating Shanann in these final text, this text that she sent to him. She obviously felt relieved enough to get on the plane and leave because she didn't want to go on this trip. She wasn't feeling well. And, you know, he needed to get her out of the way so he could have his date with his mistress. And then it goes to absolute extremes. This here is some horrific post on the What's off topic on Reddit. And I think I mentioned this last week, but I've got all the pictures now. So this lovely person is always bashing Shanann. Bella and Cece grazing on free condiments, lapping up Parmesan cheese off a table. This was Cece, and then obviously Bella's here with the little tubs of jam that all kids love, and they normally eat these while the food is coming. From the same visit, SW's post says Bella requested pancakes and sausage. It doesn't say Bella got those. There are no pictures or videos of Bella eating a meal other than her eating out of 2 different jelly packets. Okay. This one, the person has described Bella eating food scraps, which looks like a slice of pizza. This is the kind of people. Who are these people, though, to absolutely fabricate a story? We didn't see every meal these children ate, you know. So, yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to debunk some of these absolute horrific myths just by showing you a few beautiful photos of these gorgeous children with their mother. And they were always dressed in beautiful clothes, bright, cheerful. They look so happy. So Nasty Nick Mans in his post said he wanted to ask mothers. Okay, well, I'm not a mother, so I'm going to ask you guys to, when I've finished with these photos, I want you to tell me what you actually think. Okay, so this is supposedly this mother who never spends time with her children. Here they are at the supermarket with her. Here they are in the cinema. Here she's gone out and bought them all matching slippers. They're always dressing up, having fun with her family. Always look at the body language of these children. She was always with them. I mean, they say that she was either working and they were at school or they were asleep. But I mean, what are all these photos? There are literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So guys, I'm going to do this really quick because you've obviously seen them all before. It's just here. They never ate, apparently, and they never ate healthily. Okay, watermelon, corn, fun, putting on their makeup with their mother, just like every other mother in the world does with their daughters. Running around. I mean, these were supposedly drugged up children. I mean, they looked so full of energy. Baking with mum. This is the children who had no toys, apparently. Look at all these books. Baking with granddads. I know you've seen all these guys, but I just wanted it all be together. And I was so embarrassed last week because I couldn't see anything. The slide just wasn't happening. So this week, at least we can see them all. I always look at how much the children were clinging on to their mother. You know, I mean, they just seemed to be having fun to me. I would definitely, looking at these photos, say that they were having fun and they looked like very happy children. Look, children don't fake it. In the garden, in the swings. I mean, these are all pictures when Shanann has obviously taken them. I mean, yeah, I mean, just look. You can see them all here. I mean, these kids had the best wardrobe. I've never seen such amazing clothes. Every day they seem to be wearing something different. She put a lot of thought and effort. And who do you think bought the clothes? I love this one. You know, she was pregnant. This was the first time at the beach with the children. This was the trampolining with the bungee when the stranger said what a loving mother Shanann was, how proud she was. She's so excited about the pregnancy that Chris Watts was standing there on his phone, probably talking to the mistress. Yeah, I won't take too long on this, guys, because I know you've seen them all. Okay, you know, this is Shanann who never did anything, painting and decorating. More watermelon, 10-pin bowling, CC at the beach for the first time, always dressing up, having fun. Just normal children things. I mean, these awful haters who make these accusations, it is not based on fact. Look, they're in a park. I mean, they were not always asleep or in school. All of these photos are outside. I think what I really want to bring up here is that Shanann's parents lived with the family for 15 months, and then they spent 6 weeks together in the final ever holiday. CC had only just turned 3, so half of her life she'd been with her grandparents. I mean, that's an awful amount of time. And they did so much, and they had this extremely loving family all around them. Here they are at a farm. You know, this idea that these children were just in bed, it's just absolute falsehood. And I really, really want to send this to the haters. I really want them to see large size portions of food, meat. They just looked like normal children to me. I just, when I've seen all these images together, all the criticism about them being in preschool or school. I mean, look at the fun they were having with all their little buddies. they met all these little kids. I mean, I've just taken out their faces because they're strangers. I don't know who they are, and it's not really fair to show them. Dressing up again, always playing with each other, having fun. Yeah, so I'm just going to nearly finish, guys. Sorry about this, but I just wanted it all on one page so you could see everything all together with their grandfather mowing the lawn, in the supermarket again. I mean, we know Shanann went food shopping where, the children were with her. More food, and don't try to tell me it was staged because look, they're actually eating it. Here. The haters sometimes say that, oh, they didn't eat the food. Well, here they are eating. Playing in the garden. There's a little friend. I've just cropped them because, again, it's not really fair to include the other children. Having fun at school. Activities. This was filmed in the park when she went with Nicole Atkinson. Easter parades, dressing up. They had so many pairs of sunglasses. Swimming on the beach. Just having fun. Were the children happy? Yes. Yep. Look at this. I love how CC would dress up in all these layers. It's summer, but she's got a winter hat on. Playing on the slip and slide, dressing up. At the fun fair on the rides, more sunglasses. I think CC looks happy there, yeah? And we're nearly at the end now, guys. Shopping with their granny. Bella's trying something on here. More play dates. Play dates. They flew. These children had flown. Many 3-year-olds haven't flown. So, especially with this pandemic. Fun. Don't forget as well, we had Christina living with the family for 2 whole months when Shanann was recovering from neck surgery, and her daughter was there. So they had a little playmate every single day for 2 months in the house. This was a little post talking about how they hold hands or they skip off to school. And I know what the haters are going to say. Yeah, you just cherry picked. And okay, so here's one when they're not looking happy. Okay, because do you know something? Sometimes children have tantrums and sometimes children cry. And there were very few of these kind of photos. And of course, they're going to tell me, but you need to look at the Chris Watts Santa video. Yes, I did. And children have meltdowns sometimes. Bella had been asking all day to have a visit from Santa. And Shanann just wanted to create a really fun little memory for the girls. I didn't really go to plan. I mean, if she was this person who absolutely had to be perfect, she would never have posted this. I mean, she used to raise her eyebrows and smile and just say, oh gosh, it's one of those days, because this is what motherhood is. This is what happens. I mean, anyway, I really hope that I've answered that question. What kind of mother was she? Were the children happy? Yes, Mr. Nick, they were very happy. Debunked. Let me just catch up with your comments. Yeah, guys, I'm so sorry I showed them all again, but last time half of them wouldn't load and I just wanted them together and it hasn't taken that long. Yeah, so exactly. BS Detector, so grateful you're here. Thank you. A lot of children at that age cry at Santa. Absolutely. Right, guys, I'm going to try something now. Let me just see if this is going to work. So I'm going to stop sharing that. That's all the photos. Sorry you've seen some of them before, but at least now I've got it all on one live together. And I'm going to try to just share something else with you guys. Share. Okay, let's just see if we can do this. Okay, so basically, just see if this will come up on this. You want a pony too? Okay, so here they are. A real pony? Here they are. Yeah. Summer Santa on holiday. A real cat? How happy they are. You want a cat too? basically,
Girls been on the good list to get a horn in a real can? What do you think, Mom?
Yeah,
just
they've been pretty good.
not
Pretty
believe
good,
how
right?
Ella
Like a pop-up.
had the
Say Summer Santa.
no, you guys.
Say thank you, Santa.
You're welcome, lady. Would you like a piece of candy?
You're gonna sing happy birthday to Celeste?
Oh yeah. Let me say happy birthday.
Are happy here.
This is Cece, right?
Yes.
Birthday to
Okay, Cece, can you tell me how old you're going to be next week? To be 3?
and basically, I'm now going to try another one for you. Okay, so this share screen. Just try this. Just bear with me a sec. It's just loading. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm only going to play. This is a really, really short one. So let's just hope it's going to load. Just 1 second. It's just spinning. Hope it's going to load for you. This is the birthday. Yeah, 20. Yeah. I love that. I love that little video. They look so happy considering everything that was going on. Don't forget, the lovely husband was already way into his affair by this point. Okay, and then I just have one more for you. Okay, I'm going to try something now. This video is too big for me to show you, so I'm going to have to go through this way. Okay, this is the video that I kept going on about last week, and I just wanted to just quickly discuss it with you. I'm going to try to make it full screen for you guys. Let me just see if we can get it bigger. Okay, so this was at Shanann's parents in North Carolina when they were in the garden. Just see if this video is going to play. Sorry about this, guys. It's quite a large file, so it's probably no, I don't think it's going to load. I think it's maybe too big. Let me just catch up on the comments while we're looking at that. Kamau T, wow, they seem to like the summer Santa and screamed in terror when Chris was dressed up like Santa. Yeah, I mean, the difference was just unbelievable. Heather Ann, I love that Santa in sunglasses. It was really fun, and they seemed super happy. Yeah, Honeykissed, I wish we could turn back time and prevent this tragedy. Oh gosh, yeah, so much so. Guitar Sarah, Bella is such a lovely big sister in that video. She really is. Beverly Lawyer, definitely. Shanann took great care of children. Yeah, D Irish. That's what I just cannot understand when people make these judgments. I mean, they surely haven't seen all these photos and videos. I mean, I don't just look at the hate videos. I mean, I looked at every photo that I could find. You've seen, I had quite a lot there in that slideshow. Yeah, so sorry about this, guys. It's just not going to load. Refused. It's just spinning. I think it's just too large, the file, which is a real shame. But at least I'm able to share now with you guys. So when we are live, I can share images because I often have loads of images that I use in my research. So yeah, let me just stop that one. Okay, great. So I'm going to see, is Rebecca around? So let me just see if Rebecca's here. Just trying to see if I can copy the clipboard. Okay, Rebecca, can you know that I sent you the link? Would it allow you to click on the link and then you can hop up if you like? Vanda, absolutely focusing on Shanann and her children. That's what this channel's for. Absolutely. I'm just trying to see. Okay, so I could try to send it via Messenger. Yeah. Okay. So, guys, just while I'm waiting for, hey, Rebecca, you know the link that I sent you? Can you click on that and it should give you access to come up? I love Ambi, Sandra's cooking videos are so comforting. Yeah, I really love watching them. Seeking the truth with Dave. Thank you so much, Dave. I totally agree with you. It's all about those four beautiful souls. Yeah, that's what many of us are here for, just to counter all the negativity and hate. I'm just not interested in Chris Watts. I'm really seriously don't give a stuff about him. Apparently, he was very lonely on his recent birthday. I just couldn't care. Okay, Rebecca, no problem. Bella was very smart for her age. Debbie, yes, CC was a barrel of fun. Absolutely. Susie Barnett, my nephew hated Santa Claus. We tried to bribe him into sitting on his lap. No go. Absolutely. I took my little niece and nephew and they hurled themselves on the floor and just screamed when we got to the front of the queue. And it was so embarrassing. Yeah, children have tantrums sometimes. I also took them to the Natural History Museum, and oh my goodness, they just had meltdowns the whole way around the museum. So yeah, it does happen. Okay, so just while we're waiting for Rebecca, so guys, in the kind of little trailer, whatever you want to call it. Oh great, I think Rebecca's here now. Add to stream. Oh, fantastic. Hey, Rebecca, how are you?
Can you hear me?
I hope you guys.
Can
Yes,
you hear me?
Wissy Wissy, absolutely.
Can you hear me?
So, Rebecca, can somebody just tell me, is everybody able to hear Rebecca? What's going on?
I'm
here?
hoping you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We can
Can you
hear
hear
her.
me on that?
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear. I can hear myself, guys.
So, I just think I'm going to need to just.
I did put my earphones in, but
Favor, just tell people about your channel, and I'm just going to grab some headphones because I just realized.
Wow. Hi, everybody. Nice to meet you all. My channel is really solely based around Shanann and the amazing person that she was and still is, even in death. I think there's a lot of negativity surrounding the case still. A lot of people are still trying to come for Shanann's character, trying to come for the way she mothered her children, whatnot. So with all this madness going on over that side of YouTube, I wanted to kind of just bring some truth to the story. Nobody can tell Shanann's story, in my opinion, the way that Shanann can. And I hope with my videos that portrays that, it allows people to see, the the real Shanann, what she was like as a mother, what she was like as a wife, you know, businesswoman, you name it. She, you know, she was very clever, Shanann. She kind of made a success out of everything she touched, really. So that's really about my channel. I just like to focus on the truth, and just, I don't know, just let everybody see the beauty for what Shanann was, really. That's
So sorry, guys. I'm back now. I had
that's what I try to do.
on my headphones, so I can't hear Rebecca.
Oh,
But
see, I can't hear with my headphones in.
hear it.
I can hear you perfectly. Let me try.
Just have to
Let
run
me try and
upstairs.
put my earphones in and see if that works again. 1 second, guys.
So Rebecca, I just wanted to ask you. I noticed one of your videos. It had a huge amount of views, and I wanted to ask you what you feel connects best with
I can't hear
your
nothing
viewers.
with my earphones
What
in.
kind of content do you think connects?
Sorry, I missed you there. I missed you there. Sorry. Say that again, Dave.
And I'll just get my headphones in, and then I'm going to hear you. So sorry, I didn't
Oh, he
think of
can't
that.
hear me. He's silly me. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
This is my first time for me, Sue, being on a panel, Dave, so don't mind me.
Okay, anyway, welcome. Well, I mean, honestly, I just wanted to welcome you properly. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, so I wanted to get your thoughts. When did you first come into the case and start your
I was
channel?
early. Sorry, I was very early. I happened to see Chris's interview on the TV, and I thought, oh, okay, a bit odd. I didn't really think too much into it. I didn't really think the case was gonna, you know, kind of grip me as it did. But then a few days later, I think it must have been around the 20th, after it all kicked off and it was started to become big all over the internet. It was really, I was involved pretty early on, definitely within the first week and a half of Shanann's disappearance.
Yeah, and you launched your channel around that time, or that was later?
No, it was much later. It was much later I started my channel. I was at the channel for a long time. I hadn't posted anything. I wasn't really going to do anything with the channel. It was just there. But then the more I got into the case, the more I fell in love with Shanann. And then I started seeing, you know, all these other creators making their videos and kind of putting their 2 pence worth in and stuff. And all the time I was watching these videos, I was thinking nobody's really focusing on the good stuff. So I kind of sat in the background for a while. Well, for a good 2 years, I think, a year and a half, I sat in the background. Yeah, I watched a lot of backwards and forwards going on, Facebook, YouTube, you know, all on social media. And I think in the end, I just thought, you know, someone's got to stand up for Shanann. Someone has got to put her story out there, you know. And that was what initially got me onto it. I just wanted to tell people Shanann's story. Well, use my platform for Shanann to tell her own story is really what I got started onto it for.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic. I mean, I've seen a lot of your videos. That one I mentioned when it had it had, I think it was millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views. One of them.
Well, going back to what you said earlier on, actually, I did laugh when you said you were talking about critical Ks. Was it 49,000?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, well, I did laugh to myself when you said that, because I thought, yeah, 49,000 people have listened to your absolute nonsense of what you think or what you portray in your mind, whereas me over here have got 2.5 million views 2.5 million views. Well, that's 2.5 million people that have seen Chris Watts' face. That's 2.5 million people that know what Chris Watts done. And, you know, to 49,000, you know, the numbers don't lie, do they? I mean, Critical K and J for Justice, and you know, this vile Miss Mensa, and this, I don't know who this True Tam is. You know, all these people, I don't know what it is of these. They thrive on the hatred, I think, and I think their jealousy for Shanann really runs deep, and it really comes out in their videos. So you know that 49,000 people may feed into your nonsense, but over here we've got 2.5 million people that have seen Chris Watts for what he really is. And to me, that's a winner. I'm winning. I'm achieving the goal that I set out to do. I'm achieving the goal of making,
setting up this channel.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I apologize if I talk over to you. I think
Yeah,
we're
sorry,
a bit slow.
there's a 10-second delay from when I'm speaking. I'm hearing you, so that's why we have this overlap a little bit. But just to no, it's not you. It's anyway. Let me just show you guys something. When I put out the little trailer the other day, I said that I found some really kind of odd research, and it goes back to the focus, everything being about Chris Watts. Okay, so when I was just doing some research, I was just going to share this with you guys just so you can see, and I'm going to do it live so you know that it's not so photoshopped or anything like that. Okay, so Chrome tab. Okay, so we're just going to go to Google, okay, and I really would love the guys who are not in the UK to do this check for me, okay, because obviously being in the UK, I may be seeing different data, but I just typed in here in the search bar. So Shanann Watts final holiday. I was just looking for some images. I'll just show you guys now and then just hit search, okay? And unbelievably, although I've specifically asked about Shanann, Google is kind of erasing Shanann Watts. So the top search result is Chris Watts hates the holidays in prison. Poor Chrissy again. So it's just absolutely unbelievable. So even Google is recognizing Chris Watts. It really is the Chris Watts show. His actual murdered wife isn't anywhere in these top results. So Chris Watts hates the holidays. Chris Watts was acting strangely. Chris Watts timeline of marriage. Family murderer. Chris Watts hates the holidays in prison.
What did you type into the search bar for that?
Yeah, it doesn't say Shanann, it says Chris Watts' wife.
Oh.
You know, this woman should be, she's just not even, just an afterthought. Yeah, and this is the thing that I mentioned, tourist captured final family picture of murdered pregnant. But yeah, in all the top page results, Shanann isn't mentioned, even though I specifically put Shanann Watts. I didn't ask about.
But this is where we come in. This is where we come in, Dave. You know.
And then another one is okay. This is very specific to. Let's try this. I'll try another one, you guys live. So it's just going to be changing the search. Shanann Watts. Okay, Shanann Watts house. Okay, so yeah, obviously a lot of images coming up.
I'm glad you flew up there because somebody did say the other day that when you typed into Google,
murder home that's been taken off the market. Will Chris Watts' house sit empty? Nobody wants to buy the Chris Watts house. Oh, finally, Shanann is
Shanann.
mentioned. Chris Watts murder house. Chris Watts. Chris Watts. Chris
See,
Watts.
it's, you know what? It's like a big circus, isn't it? It really is a big circus.
New people get straight into the hate groups because Shanann is being erased from the internet.
Oh no, she isn't.
As I said, guys, because I'm in the UK, it may be different because obviously there was much more emphasis in America because this is a British publication, .co.uk.
I don't think so either, Detective.
So, yeah, this is another British publication. So in the US, it may be totally different, but I just thought it was quite alarming to see this. Just try another one. So Shanann Watts.
See, too many people are just giving him too much attention. He needs to just sit in his cell and just be lonely.
Definitely just to her. Yeah. So obviously the top result is giving the correct date. Watts family murders. So even on the second, even by the second search, it's back to speaking about the Watts, and then we're back to Chris Watts. Chris Watts. He so dominates everything. 35C, what Chris Watts wants.
God, that circus.
Yeah. So okay, and then just one final one. So let's just try Chris Watts. Sorry, Shanann Watts. Yeah, I've done that one. Yeah, where did she? Yeah, so that was what I wanted to show you guys. Yeah, I'm so sorry about this, guys.
I'm putting it down to British weather. It hasn't stopped raining all day today.
Yeah, I'm really, really sorry about this. Basically, I'm having really awful problems hearing Rebecca because there's a lag between me speaking into the StreamYard and you guys seeing it on your screen.
Shall I come out and try to come back in again?
That's why we're having a bit of a problem.
Yeah, I'm going to leave and then come back in again. Just let him know in the chat with you guys. I'll be back in 1 second.
I'll try to speak to Rebecca again. Apologies, Rebecca, about this. So sorry. So let me have a look. Oh, that's fantastic. So Rebecca's channel has just been linked here. Yeah, that's no. Shanann should be on top. It's repulsive. She's like a stepping stone, and that's not right. We have to try to change this. Yeah, but it's just unbelievable that you've seen that with the search results there. Basically, I try to sort of show you that it isn't photoshopped, but it could be different because obviously we are. I'm in the UK, and it'll be great for you guys to also search, especially if you're in the US. Okay, let me just see if I can get Rebecca back. Just 1 second. Okay, here we go.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Hey, Rebecca.
Hey. Can you hear me? I'm trying to count to 10.
Fantastic.
There's definitely like I think there's like an 8 to 10 second delay. Definitely.
Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, I can hear you.
I really put it down to this British weather. It hasn't stopped raining all day today.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna blame.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions, and then I'm just going to stop talking to give you a chance to answer. So, when you first came into the case, was there this hate?
You want me to answer that now, or?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'm gonna stop talking while you answer it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think from the day go, from the get go, there's always been this like witch hunt coming for Shanann's personality, or as I said earlier, coming for Shanann's character, stuff like that. There's always been a group of these women. I don't know. They all seem to have a lot in common as well. They all speak the same kind of language. And at first we were all shiners. That's where the word shiners came from, because first we were hiners, and I think it was that Mensa. Miss Mensa, she started that, and I mean this is going back a while ago now. We're talking a good 2 years. So to my knowledge, definitely there's always been a group of certain women that have had it out for Shanann, and to this day they still spew their hate all over the internet. So yeah, the answer to that is definitely there's always been a very small group of particular women, and I say women loosely. I am
Mm,
from the West Midlands.
yeah, absolutely. And was it apparent that the Watts family were orchestrating things? I mean, we've heard from some of the creators that they were getting images, private images, and information from the Watts family.
To be honest, I thought, in particular, I thought Ronnie was kind of a good guy. He never really said anything. He kind of always just seemed to be sitting on the sideline next to the witch. Like, I'd always thought he was, if anything, I thought he would have been the more softer one. But then he came out with the interview in December 2020, where, he said, his words were, Chris said she was evil, and I agree with him. And I think from that, I got that kind of that laid it out for me that Ronnie was just as much to contribute to this circus act going on. I think Ronnie's very good at playing that he's a nice, quiet guy, and I think Cindy's probably more attacked because she's the one doing all the talking. But I think Ronnie did take a backseat for a while. But then when he came out of that interview, it kind of made me see him. That's exactly what they produced. Chris Watts. It's no surprise in what they produced.
Yeah, absolutely. I was quite shocked by the level of sort of visceral repeating the evil word, and that was obviously when we had KK. If we think back to that awful period of time when she was orchestrating everything.
I think this Critical K and J for Justice and this Banana Lana, like they really gave the Watts the confidence, I think, to kind of come out and say, yeah, okay, we're going to fight for our son. We don't care what he did. That's it. I think the small minority of women that, going back to what I said earlier, I think they gave the Watts the confidence to speak out, because, you know, nobody is going to believe the shit that they come out with. Nobody is going to believe that Shanann was such an awful wife and such an awful daughter-in-law and all this stuff. I mean, how Cindy can sit there and say that, you know, Shanann was never good for Chris. She meddled in that relationship. Let's just put that out there. Cindy meddled in this relationship from the get-go. And Sandy even said on the porch, they were outside on the porch, Sandy and Cindy, Shanann had gone into the house to get refreshments, whatever it was. And Cindy had leaned over and gone, well, she was married before, wasn't she? Like, that's some kind of crime. She wanted to meddle in that relationship. And I think with these creators coming out and they are targeting Shanann, I definitely feel that gave the Watts family, I think that gave them the confidence to know that they will actually have people standing behind them. However crazy it looks, that they just had the confidence, I think, to finally speak out and say what they really felt. And it's a good job they did, because it really showed who they are. And it makes you look at Chris and think, well, you know, I can kind of understand why you are a little bit deranged, in sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, guys.
Absolutely. No, it certainly does. I mean, we've discussed that quite a lot. The BS detector, who is our mod this evening, a great friend of mine, basically she worded it really, really well, and she said that basically the Watts need YouTube, Facebook. It's the only outlet they have. I mean, the mainstream media wouldn't be interested in hearing about poor Chris or what a dreadful person Shanann was. Obviously, you know, she's a murder victim. They're never going to have an audience in mainstream media who would be willing to listen to this kind of hatred and victim bashing. So that's why I've always called it the chicken and egg, because basically you never know what came first. I mean, you had Cindy being interviewed by Miss Mensa, who is one of the
please,
you know, out there. So
that Mensa is despicable. Like,
so much hate, and it just filters through. So I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, so, that Mensa, she needs to be put with a firing squad.
I'm just going to catch up with your comments, and so I really, really appreciate your time this evening, Rebecca. I'm going to bow them out of way to not have this problem next time. Guitar Sarah, thank you so much. You've given me an idea how to get around that, so that's great. I'll do some research. It didn't happen before when we had Crazy Crime Chick. Amy, Miss Mensa is terrible. Absolutely. I mean, for Cindy to actually go along and have an interview, I mean, to go along with it, it was just unbelievable.
She really played into everyone's hands there, didn't she? I mean,
I can't even imagine what Shanann went through having that hag for a mother-in-law.
I mean, I think everybody seems to forget. I mean, sorry to cut in here in that, Dave. I'm probably never going to speak now, because I don't know if you can hear me or not.
And as we've all seen in other videos that I put out, I mean, Cindy never ever gave Shanann a chance. She wasn't interested. I mean, she was out for her from day one, meddling, and I mean, to not go to the wedding, I think it kind of sums it up, really. Anyway, guys, I'm just going to sincerely thank all of you for your time this evening. I'm going to thank our lovely guest, Rebecca. Please do take a look at her channel. It's exactly as her name is spelt on YouTube, REBEKAH, and that will get you to her. If anybody could just drop the link again to Rebecca's channel, or Rebecca yourself, if you could just drop it.
Yeah, I think Debbie's got hold of that.
Thank you all. And thanks for joining me on a Monday. We'll be going back to Tuesdays next week.
Oh, I get my laptop as well, hopefully this week, and my Wi-Fi on next week.
And I'm going to catch up and read through all the comments once we finish this. And I think the next video is going to be busting 10 myths. I've got a list that I'm hopefully going to be able to back up with some actual facts. And yeah, my mother-in-law was just like, Cindy Watts. Oh my goodness. No way. My husband cut it years ago.
Oh, no.
I mean, I think that's why Shanann relocated, to get away.
That is exactly why they relocated. That was a known fact. That was a known fact. They moved away from Shanann's family and Chris's family.
Video that's got all the images of the children, just as a reference point. And if you see any haters, just send them a little link. And hopefully it could just...
If you see any haters, just tell them to shine like Shanann, guys. Just shine like Shanann. Kill them with kindness. They hate it.
Day, evening, night, wherever you are. It's coming up to 11 p.m. in the UK. And yeah, as you know, I normally keep to just over the hour or so. So that was really great. Thank you immensely, Rebecca.
No worries. I'm going to get off now, guys. But yeah, I will see you all again soon. And it was really nice being on the show.
I really appreciate it. Anybody who is here for the first time, thank you for your time. And yes, Erin, shine like Shanann. I'm pretty proud of that.
Shine like Shanann.
By bashing everywhere.
Shine, just keep shining.
No
worries. Good night, everyone.
Take good care now. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.